not sure what's going on. Let me see here. Share screen. I thought I was sharing my screen this whole time. Okay. I mean, we can pretty much see here, guys, that this level still, we've been looking at this level for now over 2 weeks. Really, I think 3 weeks in total. Possibly 4, if I remember correctly. At least 3 weeks, this level has been significant. This was the resistance level that we had here. Right, they finally broke it, retested it, protected, and as you can see, we are protecting this level every single time we come down to it, including Friday when we sold off. This looked like a crazy sell-off here, and they still protected it. So this level, we don't really need to change it. It's still working. It is getting tested now. This would be the 1, 2, and the 3rd time it's getting retested. So the more it starts to get retested, the, on a balance of probabilities, it starts to become a little bit weaker. So we can pay attention to that. Okay. But as of now, this level it's still going to stay here. Because again, they haven't done anything, right? This is why, I was telling you guys that 804 was going to be the target on that, and we got to 805, basically 805, 805.25. So I was off by 1.25. We're going to keep this here. There's not really a reason to change it. What else is jumping out at you guys here?
It looks kind of like a range.
Yep, range. What else do we have? As far as value,
a lot of activity in the middle.
A lot of
middle, right there, and then to the left, got a lot of activity in that area.
Yep, and we have what here, guys?
We have overlapping value areas, and the volume seems to be shifting up a bit.
Yep, shifting up barely. Yeah. The problem here with what happened here, Alan, is you've got both things going on here, right? We had a test of higher prices, which you got rejected, right? And then from here, we extended all the way down to here, right? We have not yet taken out these guys sitting here at 801. Right, we didn't take them out. They came to 805, protected. Found buyers here, pushed back up into this balance. Right, so we've got basically extension here, extension down here. Both seem to be other time frame participants. These guys seem to be other time frame sellers. These guys seem to be other time frame buyers protecting this general area here. They can't. To me, it seems like they cannot decide where it is that they want to go from here. What we do have here, guys, clearly is a overlap in value here in weekly value. Okay, very clearly. First, let's go ahead and update these value areas here. This previous week value area high. This, I believe, is previous week POC. And here we've got previous week value area low, barely shifting up. Okay, I want to potentially look at this and see what we can get here. We might update this. Just, again, I don't seem to sound hippie or anything, but I just kind of let the market just talk to me and see what I can find that's of importance, and I'll either update or I'll keep it. This level I could get rid of here in a second. I want to look and see what it is that we can find here. 2 week balance, POC sitting right here. Decent ledge, basically here. Let's see, don't move that needs to stay there. contract is going to change on Tuesday, I believe. So that's going to be a little bit of a pain in the ass, depending on where they open up at on Tuesday. We should be moving to, I forget which contracts we should be moving to ESH. I think from contract to, yeah, ESH 2026. Let's see here. $95.98. This level we're going to keep too. This is a other time frame, a higher time frame level. We're going to keep this one here. This is still valid. They didn't even make it up there completely to test it. They fell short at 28. We're sitting at 30. So we're going to keep that. And this one has also been there for a long time. I think about a month, around there, maybe even 2 months. I'll go and look. It's been since here, so whatever amount of time that we've had from around here, which is what, October? Yeah, so it's a long time, guys. Basically 2 months we've had that level sitting there. And we're going to keep it. It's still a level. It's still important. Third sig runs into this one here as of now. This is third sig here. I want to look at where 2 sig is. Not 100. Let's go down. 95. I can't decide if I want to keep this one the way it is or update it for a larger range. Let me just see real quick here. $98, $95, $98 goes down to here. In this case, how wide is this? 30 to 30. This is a pretty wide area here. But since it's a 2-week balance, I'm gonna keep this level. I'm gonna use this one and get rid of that smaller one. Since it is a 2-week level there. I'll do it that way. Here, preferably, we would like to enter at the midpoint here at 23 or lower. So here's one of those situations where you've got a wide area, so you're going to need to size down if you want to enter at the top of this. Okay. Ideally, you're going to enter at 22.50 or 19.25 here to minimize your exposure here. Let's see.
Hey Gator, the top of that big white box you were just messing with, I know the bottom of it is a SIG, but the top of it, is that just the ledge?
That's previous week value area low sitting there, and an overlap in values on the weekly profiles. So let me get rid of this one here now. No, that's the monthly. I don't want to look at the monthly, I want to look at the weekly. So this is an overlap in value here. You got this previous week value area low here, and last week value area low there.
I got you, thank you.
So, you know, what you could do here, if you want to, because they can bounce it here, right? So what you can do here is you could make another box here, right? And this could be an area where you could take long. At first touch, my stop loss would be below here, and if they lose this, I would then let them run to the midpoint and lower 19, like we discussed a second ago. Right? This is a situation where they can come into this level here and bounce it from here. Right? So, you know, when you get into these wider zones like this, it's better to look for strategic entries, right? Because I personally don't like to size down too much, so I would rather enter long around here, take my stop loss here, because chances are if they lose this, they're going to come down really likely at least to the midpoint, and you know, a lot of times they're going to come all the way down to the bottom of it, right? So you know, I would take a stab long here. This is a minimal risk here. I mean, 30 down to 27, 28. It's basically 2-3 points. It's nothing, right? And then I would wait for them to come down to at least 22, but preferably 19, 18, around there is what I'd kind of be looking for on that, right? So you understand, you know, these overlaps on weekly values, they give you really, really good trades. I mean, really good trades to take. Okay. So that's kind of what I'm looking at there. You know, it's pretty simple, guys. For us to get an actual big move to the downside, like a big one, we've got to lose this level. There's really no other distinction here, right? It's pretty simple. It's cut and dry. For us to get a big dump, right? Talking, you know, down to 720, right? 720, 680 right here. This previous month value area low. For us to get a move like this, which is a big move, right? From here down to, if we can lose this, right, and we come down, we lose it, especially looping this low here, build some value below, maybe hit previous month POC, pull back into this area, right? For us to get this type of move, I mean, it's big, right? You're looking at 60 points here, 60-ish points, ultimately 105 points, right? For us to get that type of move, this area has to get taken out. Failure to do so is going to send us back to new all-time highs. I mean, it's pretty much that cut and dry for ES/SPY, right? They move the exact same. I mean, looking at this from a higher level, a higher time frame perspective, that's it. Like that's what's happening, right? And they keep selling off aggressively, right? They've had three attempts now of selling off aggressively. Each time they do, notice what's happening, right? Each time they do, they create a lower low, right? If you look here, this time they created a lower low here. Okay, from this sell-off, they created a lower low. No follow-through, right? This time, they also created a lower low here, right? They took out this guy, right here from this sell-off. Nothing happened. They bought it back up, sent us back higher. In fact, we created a higher high from it. Now, this time, we created a lower low again, right? But this is what I mean, that context matters, right? You keep taking, supposedly, you know, making lower lows here, right? Or taking out strong lows. Sorry, that's a better way to put it. Taking out strong lows, and every time you keep getting bought up, right? Every time it keeps getting bought up, right? So that's the way we're gonna play this, right? It's pretty simple. For a move, again, I will repeat it. For a move to actually be in the books here, to go lower, okay, we've got to lose this zone here, which is basically on SPY. Essentially, you've got to take out basically like 6. This is probably like 676. I don't know, 50 or something like that. 30, right? For us to really get a move to the downside, right? For you people that trade SPY, and then pull back into the 678 area, 677.80, 678, right around there, and dump down to this is so large that it doesn't even show it. You're probably talking 660, 669, 670, right around there, 668, right? That's kind of what we're looking at. First target would be 672, and then probably like 668. It doesn't go down far enough, right, for you SPY traders. But again, basically 676, I would call it, right about, is what that would be, them actually building value below it, right? Not just peaking below here, but actually trading below it, right? And then giving you a pullback and dumping. Right, that's what needs to happen. Otherwise, guys, it's pretty simple, right? When we start coming in down to this area, right, you want to stop looking for shorts, right? You know, we were discussing this about trying to short or holding shorts into this type of area is suicide. Right, that's you putting your basically greed, right? Greed and ego, right? You thinking or expecting that the market is going to do something that you don't know what it is that the other time frame participants want to do, right? You're basically hoping that they decide to do what it is that you think or want them to do, right? That's not a way of trading, right? You know, this is we discussed how you know, the majority of problems that people have in trading is they want to short demand, and they want to buy supply, right? Or resistance, right? However you want to call it, resistance, the top, the bottom. You know, there's so many names you can put onto it. You know, some of you guys in the chat were discussing possibly going lower here. You know, and I told everybody that I didn't think that was going to happen, right? Because again, they already gave a really big move in the morning, and they needed to accumulate, right? If they are going to go lower, right, that's fine, but they're most likely, I mean, think about it logically, guys. I mean, you get this type of move here. I mean, is it really common for us to get, right, 100-point day? Right, and then you get a 100-point move, and then you're gonna keep. So what? If they lose this level here, what do you expect? You know, are you guys expecting a 150-point move day, a 200-point move day? I mean, you got to really think about it logically, right? It's not really the smartest thing to be expecting this type of move. You know, a break of this when you've already gotten this. Right, that would basically, for that to happen, I mean, it does happen occasionally. I think like a very, very small percentage of days are days that are like massive movers, right? Like this type of day here, right? But it's pretty uncommon, right? Yet people want to trade it like this type of day here, right? Looking at all this pretty much, right? Looking at all this. This is, I mean, we're looking here at from October 10th, right, all the way to December. You know, December, call it 10th. So what is that? 2 months, right? So in 2 months, think about this logically here. In 2 months, you've had 2 days that are a major sell-off type days, right? 263 points here. Okay, and then 200 and again 60 points here. 63, 263, 65. Right? Out of 2 months. Right? So out of, what is that? 40 trading days? Go ahead, Alan. Sorry, I didn't hear you.
And probably those 2 days were also news driven.
Yeah, they were probably news driven, some type of, I don't know, tariff or some talk like that, right? So outside of that, my long-winded point that I'm trying to make here is, you know, placing your hopes and your trading capital on something that has happened 2 days out of roughly 40 trading days, right? I don't know the percentages on that, right? I think that's what percent is that? Very small. 10%, like 5%, I think, if my math is right, my quick math. Which it's been I'm at the end of a rough day here, so my brain isn't firing completely. But I think it's about 5%, right? So you banking on that is just think about it from a probabilistic perspective, right? It's not, if those are your chances that you're taking, I mean, good luck. Good luck. That's why I told all you guys I did not expect another big move down. I expected a chop, and that's what they gave us. I mean, could you have made 10 points here, 20 points? Yeah, and that's fine. And my whole point that I'm trying to make here is trade with those perspectives, right? Trade with, if you can catch a 10-point move, bounce, or rejection from a key level, take it, right? Take that rejection, and that's fine, right? Catch your 10 point, 20 points, but don't, if you're in a nice profit from here, right? Let's say you shorted anywhere close to here and you caught this move down, right? If you in your mind, you start going into, ego and greed, and you want a huge move down because, you're trying to make, you've got the money in your mind and you're trying to make X amount of dollars, right, that day. That's where, that's why I am strongly against having a monetary value that you want to make that day, right? I'm kind of against that for that reason. It causes you to overlook what's actually happening, right? So you could catch, let's say you up $200-300 here, but your goal for the day is to make 500, and you think, okay, if they will just lose this low here, then I can make my 500, right? But you're not being objective, is what I'm trying to say. Your ego is starting to get in the way. Okay, so, and what happens is you catch a bounce, and next thing you know, you did not make even the 300 that you were supposed to make at a good exit. Now you're stuck holding the bag. Right, or better yet, or worse yet, they reverse on you, and you lose money, right? So yeah, here you got 1, 2, 3 day balance here, which those are kind of in the past. I'm not really too focused on them. Looking at this here, right, where would you guys say the strongest sellers are at? Where would you guys say that we need to reclaim? Looking at this, where do you think we need to reclaim for us to start going higher?
That orange level that is hot because they gave the biggest reaction to the downside.
Right here. Yeah. Perfect. Yep. This area here, right? The first step is going to be them taking out these guys.
So you said it's the previous month value area high, that area?
Yeah, this is going to be confirmation. The first step is going to be taking out 69.75. Right? This is where, okay, a lot of you guys are asking or looking at fair value gaps, or I've had a few messages about them. Again, I don't necessarily trade, the head headline or the the stereotypical fair value gap strategy, right? If you look on YouTube and you type fair value gap, right, you'll get a lot of strategies just based solely off of fair value gap. I don't do that. This is basically just an imbalance with sellers here, guys, right here.
Wouldn't the strongest point of that selling point be not the previous month value area high, but that orange box that you have right at that, the last green candle before the sell-off?
No, because what were we in up here?
A range?
Yes, in a balance, right? So where did the imbalance, right? So what creates an imbalance? What causes the market to move in a direction?
A strong high.
No. What causes it to move in either up or down?
Initiative action? Like initiation?
Yeah, and so what do you need for initiation? If you're trying to lift weights off the ground, what do you need to be?
Institutional sellers or buyers?
Yeah, and you need to be strong. Aggressive, right? You need to be aggressive. You need aggression. You need an imbalance of selling to come into the market to give us a break from this balance, right? Balance to imbalance. So here, this is where they accumulated here, right? With the intention of going lower, right? But this is where they actually executed that, right? This is where the imbalance of sellers came in, right? The aggression. This is the result of this preparation. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
So, yes, it's subjective, right? This is where they started the position. You're right there, right? If that's kind of what you're getting at, yes, this is where they started this position, right? This was their intention, right, from here, okay? But where the actual aggression came into the market was here. Does that make sense?
Yeah, somewhat, yeah.
Yeah, yes, you are correct in the fact that this is a strong what?
High.
Strong high, yes. You are correct from a market structure perspective. But the actual imbalance, right, where the imbalance came in at was here. Right, this is where they actually executed and flooded the market with sell orders, right, thus creating a, aka fair value gap, low volume node. Me as an order flow footprint trader, right? I use footprints in order flow, right? This is where if I look here on this 30-minute candle, or right, I can go to the 65 or the 4-hour, I'm going to see an imbalance somewhere here, right? And this is why I prefer footprints over just looking at a fair value gap, because the fair value gap, I mean, this is from 69 all the way up here to 85. Right, so how many points is that? I don't want to do the math in my head. I'd rather use this, be lazy. 15 points, it's actually not super wide, right? But if I go and look at footprints, I could probably get that down to about a 5-point area. Right, somewhere around here. And I'm willing to bet they're probably right around here. Why? Because this is where they retested. And they said, okay, we're going to defend here, and we're going to go ahead and execute lower. Right. Now this here, guys, was this is why I told you guys, if you're going to get into the whole fair value gap thing, you don't want to be trading the lower ones, right? You had a fair value gap here, you had a fair value gap here. You want to be paying attention to the ones that at the beginning of the move, not at support, right? You want to be looking at the ones that are at the beginning. Okay, does that make sense? Right? Hopefully it does. Pay attention to the ones at the beginning, not at the end of the move, right? The beginning. Okay. Again, I've had a few questions. That's the only reason I'm going over. So yeah, basically a reclaim of this would be breaking back into this balance, right? Obviously, taking this out here would be a change of character, right? You would now take out the strong high. These would be the strong low. And if we take these guys out, I believe that they're going to come and take this guy out and go higher, right? This is a pretty, it's pretty crappy. This whole range is honestly pretty horrendous. It's ugly. It's ugly, guys. I mean, like we just discussed earlier, they're selling off aggressively, creating lower lows. They're not following through. Then they're going and making higher highs. They're not following through there. They're making lower lows. Not following through there. Making higher highs. No follow through. Making lower lows again. Right.
Yeah, when I was looking at this on Friday morning, I didn't even see it as a range until I think it was Beerman mentioned, top of range, and I kind of looked back at it and I was like, shit, it kind of is.
Yeah, you've got to look over you got to look at the higher time frame, and then the question you asked Boosted, here, right? You had key pieces of information here. Okay, I wasn't on here. I did not take this trade. Unfortunately, I missed it. But I did discuss it. If you go back, I don't know. We didn't record those videos. I don't think the other market recaps we did. But we did discuss how important this level was, right? How important this level here was. I swung. This is the night that I swung from here all the way down to 728. Right, this day here. Okay, this is major resistance here. And so if you've been around here long enough, you've listened to me say, what type, gaps. What are they?
The strongest sign of institutional activity.
Yep. They're the strongest form of institutional activity, right? So you come up to a resistance here, right? You come up to resistance, you don't make it, right? You don't make it, and they rejected, right? And they rejected, and they gave you a gap down at open. Right here at 5 p.m., they gave you a gap down here. Right, so right away, you should have been looking at that this is 100% showing major weakness. Major weakness here. Okay. Now, here we did not yet, there's two ways you could play gaps, guys. Okay. Two ways. The first way, is to short. Here you would short, your stop loss would be at the gap, right? So you could have entered short here, you could have entered short here, you could have entered short here, and put your stop at the gap. That simple, right? It's that simple. You should not look for gaps to get closed. You should be looking for gaps to get protected. Okay. So that's one easy way. Now the second piece of information you got here that was actually important, right, was what? Anybody want to take a guess? It pertains to market structure.
Support and resistance split?
Yeah.
That's the buyers that took us up.
You knocked out Colby right on it, of course. You took out the buyers. Look at this aggressive move here, guys. This looks real bullish to me, don't it?
Mm-hmm.
So why did they get taken out?
Because sellers are stronger in that area.
Sellers overpowered them here. So now, not only do you have a gap down, okay, but now you've got an area where they accumulated from and took out a strong low. Right? So what is this considered, guys? Here.
And that's our flip.
This is the peak above and fail. Right? We've had this level here. This level has been here for, I think, again, 2 months or a month and change. Right? This level is from this all-time high time frame. I can't even see it on the 5-minute. Right? But these two levels here are from our all-time high area. Okay, so we've had them for about 2 months-ish. Okay? So this is, you peaked above it here, you did build value, okay, but then you gap down, then you take out the strong low, okay? So you got the gap, you've got the change of character here, okay? What else do we have? What else do we always like to, what do I always emphasize to you guys? They did what here?
Accumulation.
Yeah, they accumulated, aka they built value. Right? They built value below the level here. So here they were kind of playing around here. Right? They were kind of playing around here. You know, they came lower, but then they came back up, and then they were just trading all throughout the level. Right? But here you actually accomplished something. Right? And this is why, you know, talking about this level down here. Yes, this is recorded. I want to post it on YouTube. Talking about this level down here, this is why I always emphasize, guys, that we need to build value below the level. Not do this, not do this. This is not building value here. This is just trading around the level. Right here. Okay? You need to actually build value below it, right? These guys accomplished something in the market. They took out this strong low. Right? And then they came and they took this strong low out. And then they came and they took, nope, they didn't take this one out. Did they take it out or no? Yeah, they took it out by a tick or a couple ticks. Point. Right? So these guys are actually accomplishing something here. Okay? Gap down. Okay? Gap down, resistance, couldn't hold it, they gap down, then you get a change of character here, taking out the strong low, okay? Now, third thing is, you built value below the level here, okay? So now your job is to short this level, to peak above and fail, right? And then, like Almighty said, Almighty has been killing it, bro. Like he said, you're at the top of a range. Okay, you're at the top of a range, guys. Look, dating back all the way to November 3rd. 1, you can count this 2 basically. 2, 3, 4, right? So you're at the top of a range. You tried to peak above the range here. You gap down. You built value below. Created a change of character. Right? Look, this is your last strong low here on the 30-minute. Right here. Okay, created a change of character. Where? From here. They pull back into it. Okay. You know, and if you've been here long enough, right, you should know that when we peak above a range and you can't hold it, what do you expect to happen?
Does it go back to the midpoint?
It should go at least to the midpoint, and then your next target is
The other extreme?
the other extreme. This is what you guys saw play out here exactly. Right? This is everything that we teach over here. played out to a T. Right? So, you know, here, again, as of now, this volume here, I mean, it's looking pretty high, no? Right?
Yeah.
You're coming in here to support. Now let's check out the volume here, right? Volume is going up higher, right? It's coming in high, and then look at this guy here, right? This is pretty high volume for this size candle, don't you say?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, if you look at this candle here, right? Look at the size of this candle. Look at the volume on it. Look at the size of these candles, the volume on it. Is this a volume anomaly here?
Yeah.
100%. Right? Very clearly. This is a humongous candle here. 40-point candle. And look at the volume on this. The volume for this candle is lower than the volume for this candle, and the price is more than double. So this is looking like it could be what?
A reversal?
A reversal. Right? This is looking like it could be a reversal. Okay. Here for Sunday night, I would not be surprised if they gave us. I want to see if they can get back above here. Right. Again, I would like to long here. Confirmation for me of them possibly going in and putting in a a break of structure here. This is a weak, as of now, this is a weak high, right? These guys didn't put in a lower low, right here. This, as of now, is a retest of these potential buyers that are sitting here. Does that make sense to everybody?
Say that one more time.
As of now, this is looking like this is a retest of these potential buyers that came in and stepped in right here. Right? So this did not accomplish putting in a lower low. Right? If from here we would have went and took these guys out, this would be a strong high, right?
Yeah.
But as of now, right, you're getting multiple things here. You're getting coming into major support. Okay? You're getting this crazy high volume here. Okay? So when you add that, you add crazy, crazy might be a bad word, but you're getting a lot of volume anomaly at a level of support, right? This is kind of, two things are adding up here, right? Volume anomaly, stopping volume, aka stopping volume here, at a higher time frame level of support, right? And this is basically a weak low here. I mean a weak high, sorry, weak high. Excuse me, weak high. Okay, so my theory here is going to be pretty simple. Right? If they defend this area here, okay, if they defend this area, I'm targeting a break of this. Right, so from around here, around this 28.32-ish level, I would like them to go and take this guy out. Right, and then go and retest close to here. I need to look at footprints and see where where the sellers are at to give a better level here. Right, and pretty much, guys, nothing changes. Right, long story short, to recap this whole thing, pretty much nothing changes. This is still the bottom of our range here. This extreme, this is like an intermediate middle level here, but this is still our extreme, and this is still our extreme here. That's pretty much it. That's what I'm seeing. Do we have any news coming on Monday? Tuesday. Non-farm payroll. This is probably going to be the ticket. Unemployment rate too. Retail sales, non-farm payrolls. Yeah, this is going to be the ticket. Wednesday, Thursday, core inflation. Existing home sales, durable goods to that next week. Yeah, so that's going to be the ticket, guys, on Tuesday. These guys here are going to probably call the breakout to either direction. 8:30 a.m. Central Time, depending on what time zone you're in. Tuesday is going to be a big day. Big day on Tuesday. Okay.
Of course, they had to have a news day on one of my days off.
Is that a good or a bad thing?
For me, not a good thing. You know, I don't really like trying to trade on news days.
Yeah, well, again, just on a news day, you really just got to try to get in after the news has been released, right? We'll give it 30 minutes to settle down. 15, 30 minutes to settle down, and they'll give you a trend day, right? Or they'll give you a direction, right? The market structure levels are still going to be in play, even on a news day, right? The release is where you really, really want to avoid, right? The first 5-10 minutes, especially, you should not be trading that, right? Just because the swings are so violent, right, that even if they plan on dumping, they can give you just a crazy move, right? They can just come down really fast and come all the way back up and then come all the way back down. And, their intentions could be to go lower, but you will get stopped out in that quick price action. But after those, 15 minutes-ish, 20, 30 minutes, you're fine. You just gotta chill, look at your levels, and trade them. Right, you'll be all right.
Sounds good.
Yeah, don't overthink it too much. But yeah, that's pretty much what I'm thinking. This is still going to be our extreme. Down here, I'm looking for them to possibly hold this level here. Push up into this 56. Then ultimately from there, them give us a higher high here, obviously. And then this would be solidified as an area of demand. They could push back into it one more time, go and test 76. Right. If at any point here we take these guys out, they're going to go and close the gap. They're going to go and hit 933, which for you SPY traders is going to be, it's not even going up that high. That's probably 692, right? 692-ish is what they're going to go and hit. If they take out these guys here at 690. Right, these levels are major key levels here, guys. So again, if they can take these guys out here, very, very, very high chance they come to 932. That means these guys failed to go lower. And for now, I'm just gonna keep playing the range. What are you thinking, Colby? I always like to get your opinion if you're still on here.
Yeah, I'm looking at the same thing you are on NQ, though. The balance is a little bit more clear. We broke out of that balance So we're either going to break back into it and move to the top, is where I'm thinking too. We have those buyers at the end.
Oh yeah.
Turn on 65 minute. We got a PVP.
Weekly?
Yeah, weekly.
Yeah, NQ definitely broke out of the balance.
We got a pretty clear breakout of that balance there. So we got those right where your marker is. Been in that area. If we don't lose those guys, we'll go back up.
If we don't lose these guys right here.
Right there where your marker is. Yep.
Yeah, 2.5. Yeah, this is basically. I bet if we go and look at the 4 hours, this is gonna be a 4 hour strong low here.
Yep.
Yeah, so this is the 4 hour strong low here on NQ. 4 hour. Strong low. Yeah, as long as they hold this, they've got the potential to keep going.
Now with the non-farm on Tuesday, I'm going to be patient there because we never retested any of those accumulations going up. I'd like us to come down to the previous strong sellers there, where we got that PLC from the weekly.
This one here?
Yeah, there.
Yeah.
Push up.
Yeah, they can do that too. And yeah, NQ's looking a little bit more actually clear. NQ's got nice levels, man. Look at this. I didn't even have to move it. They've got weekly overlaps sitting right here. So this is going to be a major level here with NQ. If NQ reclaims this level here, that would be very bullish. These levels I'm giving you guys with NQ, even though I don't ever trade it, they're slapping. I mean, this level here, it's been here for a couple of weeks now, guys, and if you guys have access to my chart, if you go and for you NQ traders, these levels are still working out. Although Colby is he's the NQ master. I'm just kind of look at it whenever you guys ask. But yeah, it's got a clear 2 weeks. I mean, this is, oh my God, this is about as clear as you can get as far as overlap here and balance. And yeah, NQ did break it, and it stayed below it too. And on the 4 hour here, you did get a change of character here, here, and here. They took all these guys out here. So NQ is looking a little bit more bearish than ES is. 100%.
Yeah, it's showing that NQ's looking weaker, which makes sense. Tech is, especially with the earnings and Oracle dropping 12%.
Yeah, Nvidia dropped too.
Issues right now.
Yeah, Nvidia dropped quite a bit too, I think. I don't know if they managed to reclaim or not.
The expectations for earnings were a lot higher to justify all the money they're putting in AI right now.
Yeah, AI.
They got some investors that got scared because the earnings weren't as high. Not saying it's going to dump, but shaky hands get shooken out.
100%. 100%. So here we've got a VPOC here. Got a daily VPOC sitting here. So I would say if NQ loses this guy here, you do have a strong seller though that came in here, Colby, that I'm looking at right here. It's a little bit of an SR flip. So I would say if if NQ loses that 4-hour strong low there, I would look for them to come and hit here. This would be my first target. So from 117 down to 71-ish. If they lose this guy, I would be looking to come hit 2,500. Right around there.
And there's a weekly VPOC that I have marked in my NQ.
928.
There's a weekly VPOC?
Yeah, I have one at 24.9. Let me look at it. 24.931.50. I have a weekly VPOC there for NQ.
Yeah, right here. Yeah, got a weekly VPOC sitting there. Yeah, if that 4-hour strong low goes, yeah, she can start making her way down. Again, my first target would be here. Second target would be here. And yeah, once you get down to this area, they might just come down, peak below this level here, come hit this VPOC, look for some sort of stopping volume, reclaim of this level, and they'll start to auction back up. But yeah, like Colby's saying, this guy here is going to be pretty important. And this one doesn't have, the volume is a little bit high here, but it is not as high as ES is. So NQ definitely is looking weaker. Definitely looking weaker. And this level here, guys, is going to be major resistance here for NQ, by the way. Yeah, 100%. And NQ came a lot closer to testing these sellers here, where previous day value area highs just so happened to line up with the retest of the imbalance of sellers that came and retested this support here. So, yeah, I would say if NQ is 25.14, there's a high chance 2,500 is on the way. Obviously, again, first. This should be my first target on that. 70. So it is looking it's looking weaker than ES, guys. It's looking weaker than ES. And same thing with ES. If they lose this low here, guys, I'm kind of considering it like that 4-hour strong low with NQ. If they lose this level here, especially if they lose previous day value area low, there's a high chance that we're going to come down and test 796, 794. Is there a weekly VPOC with yeah, weekly VPOC here is sitting at 724.
And that run up that we had, I mean, it was accumulation and balance up, accumulation and balance up. We never retested anything from the way down.
No, we have not.
We took on some win.
Yeah, and that's what I told them before I think you joined. If ES loses this level here, I mean, you're talking a big ass move to the downside. Big move to the downside. We lose this tomorrow, especially again previous day value area low. I'm gonna be targeting 796, 794, and then here 783. And to be clear with you guys, I'm still not going to be holding shorts into this area. Okay, we need to lose it, and once we lose it and build some value below it, that's going to be real bearish. Real bearish. Okay, why? We'll be accepting value back into this previous balance here. You guys see this here, right? Can everybody see this clearly? Okay.
Yes.
This area is major. Okay. So again, if we lose this level here, yeah, previous month POC is coming, weekly VPOC, previous month value area low, can all be on the way. And you know, it's like Colby's saying, they haven't been retested, and they need a little bit of that. But you know, I want to be perfectly clear with you guys. We got to lose this level. Okay, it's gotta get taken out. Otherwise, I'm still going to be looking for this to be support. Okay, I'm still looking for this to be support. I'm still looking for this to be resistance until we get some break to the upside. We're gonna go to 932. Losing this again. Ultimately, I would want weekly VPOC 6685. Other than that,
Look at the volume daily.
do what?
Did you happen to look at the volume, the daily?
No, I did not. It's pretty high for the size. It's pretty high. So, which will validate both scenarios here, right? If this is in fact stopping volume here, they're gonna hold this, continue to push. If they lose this, you know, I'm pretty certain we're gonna go to 794 and then come and test 783. Lose that, we're gonna come lower. Right, again, of course, we'll be trading live and we'll be trying to catch these things live here. But essentially, guys, what they're doing here, if you look at this from a daily perspective here, they're coming up to this. This is all-time high here, right? This is all-time highs, okay? And you can see here, even on a daily perspective, how important this level is here, guys. You guys see all this resistance here, okay? They try to make it support here. They chop through it a little bit. Basically support, they push higher, they lose it. Resistance. Here they try to make it some resistance, but they finally break it. Okay, then it becomes again an SR flip support. As of now, they're trying to make it support again. So here, what do you call this on the now that we're looking at fair value gaps, right? This is the fair value gap here, right? For you guys that are going down that rabbit hole there. I suggest footprints over fair value gaps, but to each of them, right? I've seen people that can make money trading fair value gaps, so you know, just don't listen to what's his name, ICT, because he is a scammer. But you know, there's a lot of guys that aren't him that trade fair value gaps to make money. So you know, if that's what you want to do, I can respect it, right? If you make money, that's what we're all here to do, make money. So yeah, this is all lining up here, guys, for you know, came up to this level here. You know, this is lining up for a big dump. Granted that we lose this level, right? This is the key. This is the absolute key here. Can't stress it enough, guys. And that's pretty much it. Don't overcomplicate it too much. We lose this level. You know, looking at it from a macro perspective here, right? If you lose this level here, you could very easily get something like this. Right, this is holding the overall picture here. Right about here. So, I mean, you're talking about 170 points. Right, obviously, this would take time. I mean, shit. Depending on if all this news comes out bad, this could actually happen in a day, right? So, depending on how news comes out, you could get one of these guys here, or one of these guys here, right? They've got to hold this level, guys. I mean, this is the most important level, and I keep repeating it because I don't want you guys to forget it. Right, because a lot of times I tell you guys this stuff, and then in the chat you're asking like, hey, what's the level? It's like, this is the level, guys. This is it. This is probably the most important level out of this whole damn range. Out of all this price action, this is the most important level here. As of now, on this chart, this is it. That's why I got it in pink, because it's special. Alright. Any questions, anybody?
Appreciate your time, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. I will see if I can hop on Sunday night, see what's going on. If not, I will be on Monday morning, catching some trades with you guys, alright? Have a good one, everybody.
Have a good night.
Have a good night.
Later.